Fly Live.
I'm sure you need no reminder that Father's Day is coming up on Sunday, and I'm sure that you have great plans in store to make your dad feel extra special. But this morning, you are in the presence of excellence, as I have said time and again, because Steve Ray of Owl's Nest BBQ over in Ottawa joins us this morning. He sent me a text a couple of days ago and said, Julie, I want to come on and talk about the great barbecue offerings I have and the great gift ideas I have. So good to see you this morning, Steve.
Hey, Julie, welcome to the research and development facility of Owl's Nest Barbecue with my good friend, Jeff Maxwell. We're going to go over some pretty neat Father's Day gifts for you, but we're going to do something a little bit extra for you and just for you and your audience, Julie. We're going to show an actual prep of a protein that all the dads out there may want to watch, or all the moms and the wives may want to watch, to give them even more ideas on what to give your father or your special friend this Sunday on Father's Day.
Okay,
Jeff's going to run over to our prep table, and he's going to get set up and get ready.
Okay, but
and
before
go ahead,
Steve,
yeah.
I want to point out something real quickly. I know that Jeff has already run over there, but here's the thing. I know you kind of jokingly said, welcome to the Research and Development Headquarters, but whatever you do, Steve, you dive in. So, I mean, this is your passion. You're doing this at home in your driveway. You're always developing new techniques and things, including the cameras that we're going to see. I mean, this is a huge investment that you have to make sure that you're bringing the best to people.
Well, you know, it started out, Julie, as a hobby, and it's grown into something. And people would always come into the service station when we were working, and they would want to talk about barbecue. And of course, after our big fire a couple years ago when we remodeled, I said, I'm just going to turn the room that was destroyed into a barbecue store, and it's worked out great. People love it, and you know, where else in Ottawa or where else in Chattanooga can you go and buy tires and barbecue rub and sauce at the same time? I may be on the cutting edge. Who knows?
I think so. It's as close to Mayberry as you're going to get. So
exactly right.
I cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead though and talk about what Jeff's going to do.
And Jeff's he's going to prep a pork butt here in just a minute, but not yet. And he started before me. Jeff's kind of one of those, you know, let's get it going. Well, we want to go over a few gifts with you first. For your father, you know, the only thing worse than having a father that's a golfer is having a father that's an outdoor live fire cooker, because there's so many gizmos and products and things that you can buy for them out there now that it gets confusing. So I kind of want to maybe ease your mind a little bit. The first item that I have is just get them a plain bottle of barbecue rub. We have a great selection of these rubs here at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Store. They're only $9.95, Julie. We have all sorts of different seasonings, all sorts of different flavors. They're very easy to use. We have charts that show you which seasoning goes with which protein, and it kind of takes the guesswork out of what you're doing, you know, when you're trying to prep any of the meat that you're going to be putting on the grill. Another good gift item for your dad is a pair, if he's a live fire guy, is a pair of hot gloves. These gloves are specially formulated. They've got these raised little knoblets on them that make holding the pans so they won't slip. And if you can see inside there, they are super insulated.
Yeah.
Where you can pick up a 500 degree pan and not even feel it. I mean, not feel it one little bit.
Wow.
They're very handy to have, especially for you guys and women that run pits where you have to throw wood and you have to remove wood and you have to open those big doors, you know, that you know, when you have to throw a log in there, you might have to move something around. These are great for that. It's a safety thing, and we sell a lot of those. They're only $14.95. Another thing is this is probably one of the more important things a person that cooks outdoors could have, and that's an instant read thermometer. And the way the thermometer works is you simply pull out the probe and you insert it in the meat, Julie, and it instantly reads within 2 seconds the temperature of the meat that you're checking. So when you open the lid, you know, a lot of times with those older type of thermometers, you got to wait for it to come up, and you're letting all the heat escape out of your grill. Well, with an instant read thermometer, you can use it. You know, have your grill up, and literally in 5 seconds you can pull the top off the grill, check the meat, and then close the top with very, very little heat, you know, escaping.
Yeah.
And it's only $20.
Wow.
$20.
And you could use that inside too, right, Steve? If you weren't.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I keep one inside and outside at my house because, you know, when you're cooking stuff at home, I'm one of those guys that every time I cook something, I just like to see how hot it is, and it works great for that. Another item. Have you ever been to a steakhouse and they bring out the steak, Julie, and it's got those stripes on it?
Yeah.
You know, maybe diagonal.
Yeah, that
and
is
you
so
wonder,
pretty.
have you ever wondered how they do that? Well, this is how they do it right here. They're using a product called grill grates. And what's neat is these things are made just down the street in Cartersville. And you put them on your grill. They're made of aluminum. You put them on the grill, and can you see how high they sit?
Yeah.
When you put them on your grill, they get super hot. They'll actually get hotter than the grates on your grill. And the way it's made with these pass-through holes, it cuts down on the flare-up when you're cooking steaks, and it puts those flavor stripes on there. And another neat thing it even comes with, you look at those big grates and you think, well, how in the world is a spatula going to, you know, turn the meat over, or how am I going to, you know, flip it? It comes with its own special spatula.
Wow.
It fits right inside the grill grates. So you can just simply slide it in, pick it up, and turn it over.
That is so cool. And that's made in Cartersville.
Yeah, and it's only $59. So then you've got a present $9.95, $14.95, and $59.95. I'm sure that's way in anybody's budget. I would hope my family would think I would be worth at least $60 on Sunday. Now you know my family, Julie, and they may have differing opinions sometimes.
I think
but
they
I
would
would think most of the time.
They might balk at 61.
Yeah, right. Might be the cutoff right there. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go over here to Jeff, and Jeff is going to show you an item we've got. Let me switch right over here to Jeff here. Jeff has got this item there. It's well, Jeff, go ahead and explain that to him.
So, Julie, what I have here is I have an injector for your proteins. It basically works like a caulk gun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our Butcher Barbecue pork injection. Okay, I'm going to shake that up for you. And then I have a colander here that we put in water. You can add in there any kind of juice you like. Your acidy type of juices work really well with an injection, especially a pork butt. So, some people will put pineapple, some people will put apple, peach, any one of those kind of products. I'm going to mix them together, shake it up really good. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our injector and I'm going to suck some of that juice up into the injector, and then I'm going to inject it into the pork butt. Now, what I want to do is I want to try to, as I'm injecting it, I want to go about every 2 inches. And when I inject, I want to be pulling out of the meat to make sure that I'm getting the injection all the way throughout the butt. And if you notice, you can see that plump up a little bit.
Yeah.
What that's doing is it's taking that juice and then injection, and it's going to keep that butt moist throughout the cook, so that when you get done with it, you're not going to get that dry piece of meat.
Now, I know, Jeff, that in your world, you would put this, I'm guessing, into a smoker or something, but for people, I often will do a barbecue at my house, but I'll just use my crock pot. Can you use this same technique in a crock pot?
Absolutely. Anything you can do on a grill or anything you can do in an oven, you can do in the other vessel.
Okay.
What you're going to do is you're going to look for temperature. There's different varying opinions on that, and Steve and I both go by the opinion of, you cook it till it's done. But typically that temperature on a pork butt is going to be 210 degrees, 205, somewhere in that range. And if you, Julie, were to say cook a potato, and you put that thermopen in there that Steve showed you from Butcher Barbecue, you're going to find that when that potato is perfectly done, it's at 210.
Really? That's kind of the magic number.
It is kind of a magic number for all your foods for the most part. You know, when your leaner cuts of meat, it's a little bit different, but you know, pork butt, potatoes, broccoli, if you were to thermopen those, you're going to see that that's going to be about your magic number on almost everything. I actually learned that from Steve, something I didn't know before. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rub. This one's a savory pecan seasoning for Butcher Barbecue. Some people layer it with a couple different rubs. Today we're just going to use this pecan because it works really well with the pork butt. I'm going to give it a nice generous layer on there. And I want to make sure I hit all sides of the butt. And I want to take it's called a rub because you rub it in. Now, the only true way you're going to get flavor inside the meat is that injection process that we did in the beginning. This is going to help you with the bark and give you that nice barky look to it and color. Just a nice general good coating on it. Now there's some debate, Julie, on whether you cook it fat side down or fat side up. I really don't think there's a difference. Some people would argue with me, but
so now when you get through doing that, we're going to have to wrap it up here in a minute, Jeff, but when you're through doing all that, then is it ready to go, or do you need to let it sit for a little while?
No, it's ready to go. You can let it sit for a little bit. What I like to do is get my pork butt to come to a little bit about room temperature, a little bit more than that. Okay. I think it just cooks better that way.
So I know that you and Steve were having to share a microphone. I don't know if he can talk to me or if you want to do the answering for him, but for people who've been watching y'all this morning and they're liking what they see and they want to come get some of these Father's Day ideas, what are the hours there at Midnight Oil? How can they come shop?
Let me switch over to Steve.
We're passing the mic. You've heard of passing the buck. This is passing the mic.
We've got it, Jill. We're open. The barbecue store is open every day from 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock, and that mirrors the same hours of the service station. And on Saturdays, we're also here from 8 until 4.
Okay.
So obviously Friday and Saturdays are pretty big days at the service station and here at the barbecue store. But we're here, I get here 6:30, and believe it or not, people come in at 7 o'clock and buy things in the barbecue store, and that's fine too. We've got a great line of Green Mountain grills now. If you really want to impress your father, come out and look at those things. It's a great little place to get a little bit of knowledge, and we've got the stuff that'll help make your cook successful on Father's Day.
And it might be the only service station in town too that has flowers blooming out front. They've got it all for you there.
Absolutely.
Owl's Nest BBQ and Midnight Oil. Steve, good to see you. I hope that you get the Father's Day gift you're wanting. I think you're worth $60 times 10.
I appreciate that, Julie.
Talk to you soon.
You bet. Bye-bye.
We're back with more 3+U. He's a one of a kind. Back right after this.
As we continue moving forward together, count on Channel 3 Eyewitness News to keep you informed. Our promise to give you the facts as our lives continue to change during our newscasts, on our mobile apps, and through our streaming apps. It's our commitment to coverage you can count on.
I rode my first motorcycle when I was 7 years old.